The pandemic has really put a spotlight on our health and the need to have a healthcare provider who can take care of the entire family. I spoke to Dr. Clyde of Saint Alphonsus to find out more about the role of a primary care physician. Dr. Clyde, it is so good to see you, and help us understand, what is a primary care physician? Is this similar to what we used to call a family doctor?
You know, generally when people think of a family practice doctor, they think of general health. And, you know, we have a broad training with our residency training for family medicine. So we can see a variety of things. So I think that, yeah, like people thought about in the old times of family physicians, we do a lot of the similar things. We might not go out to people's houses with the black bag like they used to in the past, but we generally take care of a lot of broad complaints with chronic illnesses, acute illnesses, and all ages.
Why is it important that we have a relationship established with a primary care physician?
I think it's important that a family practice doctor will have a relationship with you and your family, will know your past medical history, will know the acute problems and chronic problems that you've been dealing with, whether you see a specialist or not, and they can help facilitate your care. So whether we take care of that, and we can take care of a lot of things, or whether we facilitate that you go to a specialist, we can do all that for you. And so we're kind of looked at that we can facilitate a lot of your overall health and get you where you need to go.
And speaking of facilitating that overall health, is this something you can do also for the entire family?
Yes, yeah. So we see pediatrics all the way to geriatrics. So I encourage families to come in and see us. And if we need to get them directed somewhere else so they would get more appropriate care, then we can do that.
What are some things someone should be asking, or things they should be looking for when they're considering this type of care?
I think that's a good question. I think it comes down to just a relationship and what's important to that person. Everybody practices slightly different, but that relationship and that connection with a primary care provider can be really important. So that might be different for individuals. But you know, to seek out their care, sometimes at Saint Alphonsus we do videos. We encourage people to watch those videos to see if that's someone that they would connect with that might have the same shared vision of their overall health, and that's someone that they should seek for.
Great, and help us understand too some of those other services that we can have access to because we have this relationship with the primary care physician.
Yeah, so I think it's important we can be the first line for certain things, and oftentimes we don't need to send you to a specialist and we can take care of it. Or we can get referrals to specialists and get that done, or the proper specialist. So oftentimes people will come to us in a mind thinking that they need to be referred, and sometimes they don't need to be referred, or sometimes we refer them to somebody that would be more appropriate for their treatment.
That's great. And you yourself, you're actually a sports medicine physician. So what are the benefits of being able to practice that in this kind of, family medicine field, if you will?
Yeah, so I did an additional training in sports medicine after my family practice residency, and it can be very beneficial because not only do I do acute injuries and chronic injuries, concussions, fracture management, but oftentimes people just have chronic wear and tear injuries that I can deal with that. So it can be helpful for people. People like it, especially that they can see me as their primary care doctor, but then also that they don't need to go see somebody else for other injuries or chronic related, pain and discomfort, and I can see them at the same time.
That's great. And where can people go to learn more?
Yeah, so we have a website, saintalphonsus.org, or there's 208-367-DOCS.